Kings, we humbly ask for your forgiveness of our sins. Have mercy on us, O Lord. As we start our webinar for today, you send us your Holy Spirit to be our guide and give us the wisdom to understand every topic that we are going to discuss. Enlighten our minds and let your love be upon us. We ask this through Lord. Amen. Heavenly Father, Son, the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Let us all please stand for the singing of the Philippine National Anthem.
Mga kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas. Kayang magiliw, helas ng sinakanan, alam ng puso, sa titik mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, tuyag ka ng magiting, sa manlulupin, di ka pasisingin, sa nagatak tutok sa simoy at sa langit mong pagaw, ay hinatang tulang awit sa pagkayang minamahal. Ang isang ng watawat mo'y tagumpay na nag-iindig, ang bituin at araw niya kailan pang ay di magdidinig. Luman ang araw ng walhaging pagsinta, buhay langit sa piling mo. Ang inigaya ng partay mga api, at mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Character Enhancement Seminar. This seminar is conducted by the Office of the Dean of Students to give the students the tools necessary to efficiently and successfully learn and develop character traits that will last them a lifetime. The Office of the Dean of Students wants to capitalize on the wonderful opportunity to positively impact the students by helping you become both mentally and morally strong. To formally start the program, would you please join me in welcoming the NSTP Director of the Visayas State University, Professor Joy Belen, to give us his opening remarks. Sir?
All right, so good morning. Maayong buntag sa itong mga estudyante. Can I hear a response? Maayong buntag.
Morning, sir.
Morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Morning, sir.
Morning, sir. Good morning, sir.
Salamat. Naday ko kauban dire. Abi na ako lang usaani maginong Sara. All right. All right, sa maayong buntag once again. We are about to end the semester, right? But we have tried our best to include this topic on character enhancement. But before that, allow me to greet our resource persons for today. We have Ate Christy, we have Ate Chona, we have Ma'am Ann, and we have Kuya Johnny today to help us deliver this topic on character enhancement. The focus of this webinar actually is more related on good citizenship. This is a common module of CWTS and NSTP. It's supposed to be delivered during the first semester, at the mid of the first semester, with changes of schedule. So karon lang nato na ma-share ninyo ang character enhancement. Character enhancement is a program of the Office of the Dean of Students. So we try to connect with our colleagues at the ODS so that they can help you match on your needs, especially there are key areas na i-deliver sa Office of the Dean of Students. We would like to inform you and bring you closer to to our registered guidance counselor. You know for a fact nga kung magbasa mo sa mga posts sa Facebook, doon ay mga aspects like gikapoy na eskwela, naluya na sa mga challenges, wala na desperado na. Maybe ang mga worst nga mga term is depressed na. So in this webinar, we will help you get back on track if you are into problem, or if you are on focus, we will help you succeed more, as this is what is character enhancement all about. All right, so in this topic, so we have in this webinar, we have meeting deadlines. As we know, matapos ng semester, so you are supposed to complete your learning tasks, your assessment, other requirements, and then there are topic on what are the traits of you as a student to become successful. And then, of course, with some issues on negativity, we would like to focus on positivity. And then develop your virtues as Filipino. All right. So in behalf of the commandant of ROTC commandant, Lieutenant Colonel Noel A. Cagasan, Infantry GSC Philippine Army, your commandant, I welcome you to this character enhancement webinar. Thank you and good morning.
Thank you, sir, for sharing us with your valuable insights. If you have any questions, please save them for the open forum later this morning. For our seminar proper, it is my pleasure to welcome Ms. Cyrene Taoy for her subject on meeting deadlines, ways to manage time wisely. Ma'am.
Thank you very much. Let me share my screen first. Share. Na? Okay na? Okay na, okay, sige. So, good morning to the Director of the NSTP, Professor Billion, the Commandant of the ROTC, the officers, our dear students. A pleasant morning to everyone. First of all, I would like to thank you for joining us in this virtual event. We thank you for your positive response to really attend this very important occasion. And we are also thankful of the opportunity that is given to us so that we can share some insights that would help you out, especially in molding your character. So my name is Christy Cyrene Taganas Taoy, and I am the head of the Office of Student Development Services. And under this office are the organizations and activities, the student government, and the student leadership training. So on the screen, you can see pictures of student leaders who went through a series of seminar workshop in preparation for the meet and greet that will be conducted for the new students. So these student leaders will be facilitating group dynamic activities and other games to our new students, and usually it is done in the beginning of the semester. So I hope next school year na tayo face-to-face, so that our incoming students can experience wonderful activities such as this. Okay, so my topic this morning is meeting deadlines, ways to manage time wisely. Now, if you are one of those struggling with time management on top of everything going on, please listen to this short presentation. So ayaw pagluya-luya, no? Just like what Sir said a while ago. So take down notes and take what is helpful to you to improve your time management skills. Okay. Now, one of the common goals for many people is productivity. Whether you are at work or even in school or even just at home, you will most probably be interested in being productive, which means that you must be efficient or fruitful, no? Parehas sa imong nakita din sa imong screen. Now, Merriam-Webster defines efficient as producing desired result with little or no waste. Now, how is it possible? Many things can be done. Daghang pwede na to nga mahimo, no? And one of the most important thing is time management. And to accomplish the time management, setting deadlines is important. Now, may I ask, who doesn't love a deadline? Now, I'm sure that most of us actually don't love deadlines. Now, a lot of people believe that deadlines are oppressive. Deadlines can put so much pressure on them, no? But for me, I think that deadlines are actually important. Now, here are the reasons why I said they are important. Okay. One, deadlines are important because they increase productivity. Now, contrary to the popular belief that deadlines are pressure-inducing that can lead to nervous breakdowns, I think on the other side, they actually help you increase your productivity. So if you have time-bound goals, it would help you retain focus, and the added pressure of meeting the deadline enhances the quality of work. No? So for some people, based on their experiences, ang deadlines makatabang sa ilahan, no, to produce some great work. Okay. And then another is deadlines give satisfaction and sense of responsibility. Now, what do you feel if you have submitted a 5,000 word paper 5 minutes before the deadline? Of course, no, ma-relieved ta, ma-satisfied ta, and you will become proud of yourself, right? Now, it gives a sense of achievement and satisfaction that we're unburdened by one less thing. Now, that feeling could be indescribable, no? So kung ma-distress ka after finishing the given work, maka-feel ka og nindot kaayo nga pagbati. Indescribable, in fact. Okay. Now, next is deadlines are important because they push for procrastinators. Now, as student millennials or ang mga student millennials, no, they have the tendency to procrastinate for even the little things. They're either distracted by social media or a TV series, no, mga mga Korean novela, or probably they are simply lazy to lift their body up, no? So ugma na lang ni nako himuon, or unya na lang ni, or anyway na pa may next week, na pa 5 days before the deadline. Okay, so my dear students, what a deadline does is push you to meet your goals. No matter how much time you waste before, at least a day or 2 days before the deadline, you will work like a machine to finish the task at hand. Okay, now next is deadlines help in time management. Now, as students, no, we are bombarded with so many things. including balancing social life with college work. Now, let me show you this. Time management starts with understanding the math. So actually, there are 168 hours that we have in a week, no? And we are spending at least 49 hours for sleeping. So we subtract 168 hours that we have in each week and then minus 49. That leaves 119 hours for everything else. Okay, so naatay 119. Now, how will you spend those hours? That will completely depend on us. Now, a lot of people think that managing your time is about cramming more and more into your day. Sometimes no naatay tendency to squeeze many tasks into a day as possible, no? So tanan nga mga himuon nato for the whole day or kung dapat nato gusto himuon atong i sulod gyud sa usa ka adlaw. Now people think that going and going is the key, and they look for advanced tricks like how to brush their teeth while combing their hair or while eating breakfast or while reading their assignments and so on and so forth, no? So para lang yun nga mahimo ang tanan. Okay, now let me tell you that time management is not about doing more things, but it's about doing the right things, no? It's about taking a step back and asking yourself, what is the purpose of my life? Unsa man gid ang purpose sa akong kinabuhi? What do I want my life to look like in 20 years, in 5 years, or in 2 years? What goals do I need to set to reach this outcome? What actions do I need to take to meet my goals? Now, my dear students, no, let's continue to learn to strive hard to really manage our time. Why? Because you hear the old adage, no, that says nga, time waits for no one. Tinuod jud na, no, you can stop the clock or slow things down, and it's going to keep going whether you want it or not, because time won't wait you. Dili gyud muhulat ang panahon sa ato. It becomes much more of a commodity, the most valuable commodity in fact, no, so precious that you are unable to buy one. So once mawala na siya, it can never be replenished, no? Unlike other commodities like food, money, silver, gold, no? Kung pananglitan mawala na, we can acquire them again, and we can have them in a later date. But for time, it could be very impossible to replace them once it is wasted. Okay. Next is, you cannot turn back the clock, right? Now, always remember that life is short. Now, I remember the song that I used to singing when I was a kid. No, the lyrics of the song, the first line of the song says that man is like a vapor full of woes. No, man is like a vapor. Man is like a mist, no, that appears for a little while and then vanishes away. Naa siya niya tapos mawala lang dayon. That's why si Moses in Psalms 90:12 prayed, Lord, teach us to number our days that we may gain a heart of wisdom. So my dear students, the remaining time on earth that we have, no, is constantly depleted second by second, no? So I hope that can motivate us to really manage our time well. Okay, kay dili gid nato ma turn back ang clock, no? Okay, so don't push things off until tomorrow if you can do them today. Okay, next, Life today presents so many distractions. Daghang kaayo mga distractions, and therefore it is easy to lose time on a very unimportant activity. So you have to ask yourself, like, is watching this or that TV program, reading this or that gossip, or participating in a certain activity is going to add anything to your life? Is the time spent on a particular activity well spent, or is it just a waste of your time and energy? Okay, so those questions have to be considered. Next is that time is a treasure, right? So time is a treasure, and I'm sure that God has set our day, and it is not for nothing. So one day we will be giving an account to Him. So if you are using your time right, and if you have managed your time well, you can hear Him say, "Well done, good and faithful servant, enter thou into the joy of the Lord." Okay, now when you are or when you have problems in facing time managements, or we all have problems in facing managing our time. Now, may I leave you with 3 simple but powerful guidelines that will help you. Now, I have learned this from Harold Sela. He is an author, and I got this from his guidelines for living devotionals. Okay, so number 1 guideline is keep your equilibrium. Now, always remember this, my dear students, that a person who is drowning in the surf cannot rescue anyone. So that includes your health, and that includes your relationship with God. They are very important. Remember that when you lose touch with your feelings, you will become vulnerable with problems. So I suggest that you begin your day with a prayer and a few moments in His Word. Okay, so relax and have time with God every day. Okay, next is, don't try to please everybody. You can't do it. You've got to prioritize the use of your time and energy. Now, si Bill Cosby, he is an American stand-up comedian, once said that he didn't know what the secret of success is, but the formula for failure is trying to keep everybody happy all the time. Now, my dear students, learn to say no, and learn to say no graciously and kindly. That is very necessary for survival. Okay, now next is determine what is important and stay with your priorities. Okay, so you can see there in your screen, so kung unsa ang urgent, ang unsa ang important, do it now. Okay, so kung unsa tong dili urgent, not urgent but important, you can plan and schedule it. Okay, and then kung unsa tong urgent but not important, assign it. Okay, and then not urgent and not important, drop it for now. Okay, now we can also do this, para makahibalog gid mo, kung unsa gid na, how is it to really understand prioritizing things, and how would you be able to prioritize things. Now, you have there no picture of a jar. Now, imagine nga, kanang jar, we have the same jar, and always remember that each one of us has the same amount of time, so kada adlaw na alang kay 24 hours, or in a week, pila to, 160, what was it, 164, Okay, so the rocks here, kaning rocks din here, they represent those activities that matter most in our lives, and then kung dili na nimo mahimo, naagyoy consequences sa imuhan, Okay, especially if you cannot complete a task or if you complete a task, so naanay effect sa imuha. And then kaning pebbles, they are little tasks that might add up to be something significant. Pero kung ma-miss nimo usa or duha, no big deal. Okay, now the sun would represent all the non-essential things that tend to fill up our days and our lives. No, so because they are activities that are non-value producing, so pwede ra gyud nga wala na siya. Okay, no, so now you can try these activities in two ways. Okay, so first, imong isulod ang mga sand, and then next imong isulod ang pebbles, and then sunod imong isulod ang rocks. So that is what will happen, no? So mao ni siya na ay mga dagko nga mga rocks nga wala makasulod. So in other words, there were important priorities in your life that were not completed because naiba ang imuhang focus, no? So mao na ang mahitabo. Okay, now you can also do the other way around. Okay, so mag-start ka sa biggest katong mga things that are important to you, priorities that are very important, and then next the kanang mga pebbles, no, things that are less important, and next the sand, which is not very important, and this is what will happen, no? So nasulod rigid sila, no, and even those that are very important to you. Okay, so now my dear students, before I end my presentation, let me give this to you as your takeaway. Now, always remember that there is so much that you can do in a single working day. But don't push yourself too hard. Kay ma-overpower jud ka, no? And you will get exhausted. The keys to better energy and time management are to keep tasks in check, know what you are committed to, and how they help to achieve your long-term goals. Make today a balancing act. Good morning and God bless you all.
Thank you, ma'am, for that very informative discussion. Next, please join me in welcoming Mr. Junito A. Panonsi for his subject on habits of successful students. Sir.
Okay, good morning, ladies and gentlemen, my co-presenter, Dr. Bilyen, students, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Okay, I'll be presenting to you some of the habits of a successful student. Okay, so first, awareness of certain qualities will guide us on what to do, improve ourselves, and minimize problems and failures along the way. We all have different learning style, and we approach college differently with the challenges that we face and experience. But we need to recognize some of the universal or basic characteristics and traits to be able to build ourselves into a successful college student. That it requires a lot of effort and training, and build innate qualities to succeed in our endeavors. That applications of good qualities will definitely help us to become outstanding student, and a great understanding of the effectiveness of these characteristics will show us the way to success. First, we have to look into the proper attitudes towards ourselves, okay? What are some of the proper attitudes that we can make towards ourselves? First, we must be optimistic. If we say optimistic, it is the positive attitude that helps the student to maintain a top-notch, okay, results despite past mistakes and failures, and reason why others are emulate to work properly. Okay? So, mo na siya, no? Ang optimism na to, makahatag na to og to continue further, no? Kay og negative ang atong panlantaw sa atong kinabuhi, we tend not to continue our journey. Okay? So next, confident. If we say confident, we mean we believe in ourselves. Okay? To find a good thing in ourselves and then share it with others. Okay? Nga naman nga makashare man ta, because with our confidence, ang uban pod makaingon sila nga, oh, importante jud na siya. Kay ug magsigilan tag kauaw, ang tendency dili ta kapangutana sa atong teachers ug unsay wa nato masabti, no, sa atong lessons, or dili ta ka pangutana, no, sa mga problems nga atong na-encounter, and you'll become hesitant, no, to ask questions. So with this confidence in yourself, you'll be able to help yourself, no, nga maka-inquire sa mga problem nga naglisod mo. Okay? So, ang next is that discipline. Okay? Kung maingon ganit ang discipline, this means that the student who aspires to be excellent must study and adhere to his study schedule and obey the instruction of the coaches, teachers, and parents. Mastery is found by systematically disciplined action. Okay? Kaya kulang ganito sa disiplina, usahay mag-study ta karon, sunod na po di na pod. Usahay mag-research ta, sunod di na pod. Okay? So, ang atong schedule pod ma-distort, no? With if discipline is not in us. Okay? So, kinahanglan ibutang nato sa atong kaugalingon ug unsa joy angayan, no, to follow the rules and regulation. Ug unsay ipangita nato kinahanglan natong sundon. Okay? Next, attentive. Okay? Attentive means we are taught the classroom in great qualities of good, successful student. They focus on what teacher is trying to convey. Okay? That helps them clarify because they don't understand. Okay? Meaning, ang attention nato dili divided. Okay? So, okay, kung naata sa classroom, kung magsige ra ta og kaning istoryas laing topic diha sa atong classmates, ang tendency di nakita ka paminaw sa
kasagaran na doon sa mga isuso.
Paminaw na to, no? So, mo na nga importante kayo. Okay? So, ug unsa gani mga instruction nga atong nadunggan, makuha dayon nato kung we become attentive to what is being said. Okay? And you'll be able to observe them because you're attentive to what they are trying to convey. Okay? Diligent. Okay? Unsa man ang diligent? Ug moingon ganitang diligent, we tend to give extra time, okay, or extra hours at night to study our lessons and finish our assignments. Okay? You need to overcome laziness and procrastination. Kay og dili ni nato buhaton, ang tendency dili ta ka sa assignments, dili ta ka pa sa atong mga requirements. Okay? So dili nato makumpleto ang gi-require sa atoa. And we should determine ourselves towards studies and inner work allotted to us. Okay? So kinahanglan ato na siyang buhaton. Next, hardworking. Okay? Hardworking could be equated to persevering also. Okay? Hard work is the secret to success. This is still true to for students. Okay, kay og dali ra ta madismaya, okay? Dili ta maningkamot, dili ta mo trabaho, okay? Ang tendency dali ra ta kapuyon, no? So the student, okay? The student should be well-rounded, no? Okay? The successful student is not necessarily the smartest student. Okay, dili man ingon nga tanan nga ang pinaka-bright mo'y kuan successful. Daghan kayong mga successful nga bisan og mahina pero they are a hardworking individual. They work hard to be able to comply, to be able to get the skill, the soft and the hard skill to continue their journey. Okay? So dili mo rest dayon, no? So bisan unsa ka kapoy, still continue doing it. Okay? Then goal-oriented. Kung moingon ka goal-oriented, the students must be able to set a goal and persist to reach them. Okay? Kaya wala tay plano sa atong kinabuhi kung ang atong goal, kung wala tay goal nga atong gusto ma-attain, ang tendency is bahala na total wa man jud koy plano jud nga mo graduate ay dili man jud ni ako gong kurso. So kinahanglan we have to set your own goal. Dili lang sa inyong nanay kun dili pod sa inyong teacher kun dili inyo yung goal because it will improve or motivate you to go forward. Mao ni nga ang sunod natong part is motivation. Okay? If we say motivation, kinahanglan mo state nga motivated ta, no? Sa atong pag-eskwela. Kay ang tendency kung dili ta motivated, madali ra ta madismaya, no? We tend to procrastinate kay wa man ta malipay, wa man tay basihan sa atong pagpaningkamot. Okay? So kinahanglan na ta ning qualities para sa atong kaugalingon to be able to continue our journey in as a student and at the same time maybe in the future as a workforce, no? Then we should be resourceful, no? Kay og resourceful ta we mean nga we can find ways and means to achieve your goals. Okay? You can find people who can help and can help you. Okay? Mao nagingnon nga you can find ways when there seems no way. Okay? For example, sa atong makitaan, wa man tay kwarta. Unsa may atong mahimo? Na atay project pero wa tay kwarta. Unsa man na ang pwede natong mahimo? We can use recyclable materials para lang mahuman ang atong project, no? So dili ta mo stay nga lisod man god wa koy mga resources available, everything is out of control. So naa jud maka ang resourceful will always search for things that can be used to be able to comply all the necessary requirements or things that need to be complied. Okay? So mao na siya nga kinahanglan nato ni siya buhaton, no? So next, we should be responsible. Kung moingon ganita responsible, okay? Ato nang makitaan nga we can simply finish the schoolwork on time. Kay be able to review and study your lessons, exams, schedule, and attend to tasks assigned to you by your teacher or your group mates. Kay moingon gani ka nga lagi salig lang nako kay ako lagi nang buhaton pero pagkaugma wa di ninyo buhata, no? So are you responsible? No. No, you are not responsible enough, no? Sa inyong gibuhat kay wala naman natangtang ang trust, okay? Then next is accountable. Ang responsible is ang accountability is the continuation of responsibility, okay? Responsibleness. Mao na nga kinahanglan nato, we should be accountable for what we are saying, accountable to our actions, whatever the circumstances, whatever the results, we should be accountable and accept that it is our work and it is our failures or it is our actions that is responsible for the results. Okay? So kinahanglan mo take tag accountability kay aron dili ta mingon nga anyway dili man jud na siya na wa ko'y labot ana. Okay? Ilara na. Pero ikay nagbuhat. Okay? Total ilara man ko gipahimo. Take responsibility and accountability to it. Okay? The next is reliable. How can be reliable? Kung you can be trusted. Okay? Kung moingon ka nga mutong ako alas 8 sa buntag, kunya mutong nga kag 8:30, you cannot be reliable. Okay? Dili ka masaligan. Or kung moingon ka nga o sige ako'y magtrabaho ng part ng atong laboratory work. Niya pagkaugma wa day resulta, wa day kay gi-present nga result sa imong gihimo. So kinsa may mosalig nimo? Okay? So meaning reliability would mean og moingon ka nga what is true this time could be true to the next time and the other time and every time. So mao na siya ang reliable nga masaligan ka sa imong trabaho, no? So next, then the next part is the things that proper attitudes towards others. Okay? Kaning attitude nato so towards others would mean, no, nga maka-apekto gihapon no, would affect us in our own way, no. Nya kita, for example, nakabantay mo kung for example nisuod mo classroom nya murag wa ray tawo nya na inyong maestra, na inyong mga classmates, murag wa mo'y nakitaan. Okay? Courteous. Nya mo greet naman lang, mo smile, o mo say good morning. Should be a habit, no? Nga atong i-develop. You should be a group or team player also. Kay ang pamaagi niini o ato ning buhaton, no? Excuse ha. Ug ato ning buhaton manggod, no? Mutabang ta bisa mutabang ta sa unsay angayan natong buhaton. We'll be able to take the things nga madali ra, no? Kung magtinabangay ta tanan, no? So mao na nga usahay sa mga laboratory work nga usually grupo mo ug usa ra ka bukang magtrabaho ang tendency madugay og kahuman. Unya ang mahitabo pod di ka ka-contribute during time sa exam kay wa pud lagi kay gibuhat di pud ka kakita og unsa man gyud nahitabo, no? So you should take part during any activities of the school, sa inyong team, sa inyong klase, sa inyong mga projects na group, no? Bisan sa dormitory or naa sa balay, you should take charge. You should help so that the work could be easily been done. Okay. Next is good and well-mannered. Okay. So kinahanglan mo respetar ta, no? We have to respect. Kinahanglan kahibaw ta mo hatag og angayan nga respeto or to follow rules and regulation. Okay? Sundo nato ang atong ang angayan as a person or as angayan as an educated person, no? Bisan gani dili educated person, kani siya is necessary, no? So mao na siya nga ato jud ni siyang ipakita, no? Dili ni siya ingon nga ato lang ibuhat because we want them to appreciate what we have, okay? So ato ni siyang ipakita because we are a respectable person, okay? Helpful and respectful, okay? Kaning helpful and respectful is part and parcel of our education. Kinahanglan mo kamauta mo tabang, kinahanglan kay bawta mo respetar. So ang katong good and well-mannered will continue as an ingredient, no, to this next attitude that we have to make use of. Okay? Kinahanglan ta mo tabang sa atong ginikanan, tabang ta sa atong mga maestra, tabang ta sa atong classmates. Okay? Mo respekta nila tanan-tanan, no? So that we'll be able to make this habit a continuous process, no? Kay og mahimo ni nato kada adlaw mahimo na siya natong habit. Okay? Dili na siya kinahanglan miss atong kuanon nga kinahanglan pakaingnon nga palihog kog tabang drive. O palihog pud kog good morning. Okay? So kinahanglan mahimo na natong habit so that dili na lisod para nato anytime murang usual na lang ba, no? Nga atong gi-present sa ubang tao kining atong pagka-helpful o pagka-respectful. Okay? So next, some academic skills and abilities that we need to make use. Okay? Excellent verbal and written skills. Okay? Kinahanglan diha sa education, dinhi sa atong pagka-estudyante, if we try to look into it, if we don't have the verbal and written skills nga excellent, ang tendency bisan ang idea nato sakto niya ang atong pagka-present dili maayo, usahay masayop ta. Kay dili man pagkamao pagka-himo, no? Pagka-present ang atong trabaho. So kinahanglan we have to develop this one. And it is very important also kung magtrabaho na mo, kay maghimo mo report, magistorya mo ngadto sa inyo, mag-report mo ngadto sa inyohang mga boss na unya later on kung mag-graduate na mo, magtrabaho ba mo. So it will be very important, no? So kinahanglan ato ni siyang i-utilize, okay? So next is the time management skills. Usually ang kaning time management skills are some of the problems that we encounter, no? Kay ang dili man ta ka mao mo manage sa atong oras. Pero moingon ta nganong ang uban nahimo Manila nga parihas ram tag oras, no? We have 24 hours the same as they are. Nganong wa pa man gihapon nato mahimo, no? It is because we lack the time management skills in doing so. Okay, kinahanglan atong hatagan og oras. Pila man ka oras ang inyong gamiton sa inyong pagtuon, paghimog assignments, pag-socialize, pagbisita sa inyong mga classmates or sa inyong barkada, or how to kanus amo mo kaning magduwa, no? So kinahanglan you have to manage your time properly. You must have the skill to be able to make use, no? Na ato niyang utilize ang atong oras correctly. Basi magsigilan tag katulog, wa nato tiwasa ang atong trabaho. Okay? So they have time to sleep, time to work, time to study, time to rest. Okay? There must be time frame for us to do it. Okay? Then we have next is the excellent organization skills. Nganong importante man jud ni nato nga mahimong habit. Okay? Tungod kay ug dili ta organized, ang tendency mga wato nga atong mga gipanghimo, no? So wala ta kahibaw og kanus ang sunod natong meeting, wa mo kahibaw og kanus ay submit ninyong mga reports, wa mo kahibaw og asa ninyo gibutang lang inyong mga assignments. Unya wala pud mo kahibaw og asa natong mga panghimo nimo in case nga ang maestra moingon nga ma'am nag-submit naman ko. Yun nga asa man. Pero og naa kay skills nga ani makapangita dayon ka to aman to dito mama ako man ning gi-submit, ako man ning ako maipakita nimo ma'am og kano sa ako nag-submit, kano sa ako naghimo ani nga naghimo ani. So you can present immediately and it can change the situation. Instead of getting the failing grades, you'll be able to pass the subjects because you organize things na kano sa nimo gi-submit, nahuman na ni gi-checka na nimo nga nahuman na nimo imong trabaho, so it will help you in making this work. Okay? So next, analytical and solving skills. Nganong importante man ang analytical labi na og mga situations na computations or sa chemistry or sa mga mathematics na inyuhang kon or problems na kinahanglan ninyo sulbaron sa inyong kaugalingon, personal or whatever, no? Kinahanglan na mo ani because it is very important for us to look at it the way we want it to be, no? So kinahanglan kay bawta mo sulbad sa atong mga problema. Kaya tendency ug dili ta kahibaw mo analyze, dili ka hibaw mo sulbad sa atong problema, dismaya ta. o ma-depressed ba ta hinuon, no? Or dili na ta mo padayon sa atong pag-eskwela because we don't know what are some of the solutions to it. Okay? Magpabilin lang na siya nga problema, niya magbalik-balik ra na siya kung dili nato na hatagag pagtagad, no? Kinahanglan mangita tag pamaagi. Ibutang nato wala tay kwarta. Mahimo ba na nga way kwarta niya magsige lang tag lingkod. Magsige lang ta og yango nga wa tay kwarta. Unya bisan gani sa pag lihok wala man gani kay gibuhat, no? So how would you be able to resolve your problem? So usa ni siya sa mga things nga importante sa estudyante, no? Kay ug wala mo ani ang tendency magsalig ra mo sa uban, okay? How about kung ang uban dili makatabang ninyo ani? Wala sila'y panahon bahin ani. How would you be able to make use of it? How be able to continue your journey as a student? Okay? Next, sharp observing skills. Ano importante man jud ni siya sa skills nga mahimo ni siyang habit? It is because kung makabantay ta, no, ug natay mga problema, makakita mo og unsay angayan tanawon, unsay mga context nga angay bantayan diha sa ato sa pagtudlo sa mga maestra, dali ra ta maka kuha, no? Dali ra ta maka-absorb sa gi-present sa ato. Okay? Nya makakita pud mo giunsa pagtrabaho, no? Sa maestra giunsa pag-present, giunsa pagsugod, giunsa pagtiwas, no? Labi na og mga laboratory work kinahanglan naa tani nga skills and it should be work into a habit, no? In the end, kay the more we observe, the more we continue doing this, the more you'll be able to make it as a continuous process, no? Dili na ta siya magkuan nga di wa man koy focus na, dili nam ko ka focus ani. Okay? So kinahanglan kahibaw kamo observe ug unsay angayan buhaton, no? Bisan sa mga butang nga angay natong buhaton na sa balay ato sa dormitory or sa classroom, if we are sharp observer, makakita ta og unsay angayan buhaton, no? So bisan diha sa atong dormitory ug unsay angay trabahoon nya di na kamo kinamistil sultihan nga palihog og tabang diri sa ako panggiingon ganiha. Okay? So kinahanglan i-observe ninyo nya kinahanglan ibutang ninyo nga murag continuous kay aron mahimo na siyang habit as a person, as a student and as a worker in the near future. Okay? Then we go to the character building. Unsa man ni ang character building nga atong kinahanglan mahimong padayon natong buhaton aron sa atong kaugalingon kuan na siya, ma-continue murag magdili na kayo lisod para ninyo kay inyo naman ang usual nga gibuhat, no? So mo ni siya high emotional intelligence. Okay? High emotional intelligence, okay? Moingon ta, high IQ is impressive. But, okay, emotional intelligence is how you rise above. Okay? Mao na siya, bright ka man pero ug naay mga problema nga mukam sa imong kaugalingon, dili ka sulbad ana kay na emotionally attached man ka. Okay? Wala ka kahibaw mo manage sa imuhang gibati. So, naa ka, maayo ka sa klase pero di ka kahibaw musulbad o muingon ka ma-emotional na kay. Butang nato, no? Sample. Na kay problema karon nya tungod kay nakakita ka nga nahagbong ka sa imong klase nya tungod kay gusto nimo nga permanente ka perfect. Og dili ka kahibaw mo manage, dili ka kahibaw mo tan-aw unsa man jud rason nganong nahagbong ka. Ang tendency makuan ka, mawad-an ka gana, no? So kinahanglan ikahibaw ta mo manage ani. Kinahanglan mo continue ta og journey, no? Sa atong pag-eskwela because it is not the end. Okay? This is just a challenge for us to continue. Okay? we need to have this emotional quotient, no? Nga gikinahanglan nato to move forward. Ayaw kadali og kahugno, no? Sa tungod sa mga problema nga imong na-encounter tungod sa imuhang mga failures nga na-encounter. So importante nga mobangon ta diin ta nadagma, no? So kinahanglan kahibaw ta nga og kanus ata ang ayan mobangon, no? Kay og dili ta mo continue ang tendency wa na mawagtangan tag paglaom sa kinabuhi. Okay? Don't forget to be kind. Okay? Tabang sa ubang tao if they need to. Okay? Next, patience. Why is patience very important? Patience is the key, okay? To continue even in life is boring, okay? Even the challenge is so big and life is so hard. Okay? You need to understand that learning is a process and your patience will propel to continue. Kaya kung kulang gani ka sa pasensya, ang tendency nimo, kapoy na. Surrender na ko. Kapoy man din yung pag-eskwela, samot na guway kwarta. So, kinahanglan atong ipakita nga we have the character. Okay? We have the character to persevere. We have the character to go on even if things is so hard. Okay? Next is passionate. Nganong kinahanglan man ning passion? Kaya kulang mo sa passion aning inyong kursong gikuha ron. Ang tendency o na ay mga problema along the way, di na mo ganahan sa teacher, di na mo ganahan sa subject matter. Mo surrender na mo diretso. So pero og doon na kay passion, bisag unsa ka lisod, you still continue doing it because ako maning gusto. Gusto man ninako, naaman ko'y interest aning akong kurso. Ako maning ganahan jud. Okay? So anything nga na-encounter nimo nga lisod, sayon ra para nimo because I like this one. Bisag unsa ka lisod. Okay? Gusto jud nako nga mahuman. Okay? Next is punctuality. Mao na siya, gingon ako gani nga punctual, ug mingon gani ka submission. Ug mingon ka submission ugma, niya gi-submit nimo Lunes na. Unsa may buot pasabot ana? Ang mahitabo ana, di nadawaton sa teacher. Usahay di nahataga grado, wa na jud tanan hapit. Kay tungod nawa ang punctuality because the deadline is set for you. Nya ang oras sa klase alas 8 nya mutunga mo alas 8:30. Napa mo boy now nga ikapakita sa inyong teachers, sa inyong mga classmates nga nisuod mo klase nga alas 8:30 na. Okay? So nag-expect imong classmate nga magkita mo alas 9, nya nitunga kag alas 10. Or nag-meeting mo alas 10, nitunga kag alas 11. Pag-abot nimo ngadto human ang meeting. Okay? So unsa may mahitabo? Ang imuhang goal to help is lost. Okay? So mao na siya nga importante ang punctuality, no? Malate man ta ginagmay pero kinahanglan lisod man ni siya buhaton pero kinahanglan ato na siya continue to be able to to be able to hone this kind of character. Okay? Kaya ug maanad na ganita, okay? Example na ako sa akong kaugalingon sa una, no? Sa una, sa working student pa ko sa USGR, kinahanglan mutunga ko alas 6. Or else, og dili ko alas 6 mutunga, di makasuod among maestra sa among opisina. Ang dili makasuod ang akong mga kauban tungod kay nian ako ang yawi, no? So, with that attitude, kung naa mo ana, dili jud ka yaw-yawan anang imuhang mga kauban sa imong mga maestra o sa imong mga boss nga wa pa jud gihapon ma-open ang room tungod kay wala pa ka. Ikaw pa jud nagdasyawi. Okay? So it is very important to make this, no? Sugdi na ninyo as a student kay base later on maglisod niya mo og adapt kung mahimo na mong trabahante. Okay? So I hope you will make this as a way, no? Ability to think, academic skills na ni atong hisgutan. Ability to think and work independently. Okay? Ayaw mo pagsalig, kinahanglan kahibaw ka maghuna-huna, kahibaw ka mo trabaho nga ikaw ra. Kaya magsalig ka sa uban permanente, wa jud kay mahimo, no? Kinahanglan imo ning buhaton to be able to finish your work. Kung naa may gilisdan ka, diha naka-time nga imo na mangita nakaglaing tabang. So, mo nang maingon tang you can be a team person, okay? Team worker na kinahanglan nimo i-complete, no? So, you must have this one so that you can manage your own life. Okay? So, wala ka ani ang tendency unsa may mahitabo nimo, dili na ka maka-continue ani, no? Ug moingon ganita, you have the you have the ability to think and work independently. There must be something. There is a potential knowledge in you, no? And it allows you to be more clairvoyant about the things you hear, you see and believe, and helps you to question values and assumptions. Kaya nga naman, naa naman nimo daan ang abilidad, no? Dili kay magsalig na lang ka permanente. Okay, next is the ability to persevere and complete task. Okay? Learning takes place slowly and steadily. Okay? Kung ato nang tan-awon, there were steps from keeping into making it to complete the task. Okay? Process na siya pagsugod until mahuman. Kung imo nang makita sa atong pagkabata pa, dili man ta automatically nga nagkahimo nag-sentence without knowing the alphabet, no? So it's a process gikan sa grade 1, grade 2, grade 3, gihinay-hinay ta. It's a process. It's a learning process nga atong trabaho. So dinhi sa atong pag-eskwela sa student in college, this still a process of continuing journey to be able to get or to master the things that you need to. Okay? Sa atong klase, sa atong pagka-estudyante, sa atong kurso atong gikuha aron magamit na nato kung mahimo tang worker. Okay? Kung mahimo na tang empleyado. So kay kung kulang tani ug dili ta kahibaw mo persevere ug naaga ni mga problema ang ginagmay, dili na ta mo continue kay gikapoy na mo. Kinahanglan bisag unsa kalisod, unsa kakapoy, unsay mga problema nga moagi nato, kinahanglan mo continue ta niini pagbuhat. Kinahanglan kumplituhon nato bisan unsa kalisod ang atong angayan nga trabahoon. Okay? Kay kulang ganita ni na perseverance, dali ra kayo ta mo surrender, no? So mao ni siya ka importante ni siya nga abilidad, no? If we try to hone this one, and it will become a habit na kung nakasugod ganita tiwason jud nato. So kung nagsugod tag eskwela bisag unsay mahitabo, mangita jud mo pamaagi aron ka-graduate. Okay? Dili ta tungod kay may problema ta sa signal, mo surrender dayon ta. Pangitag pamaagi. Okay? Aron masulbad ning problema. Next is to ability to function well in a group. Okay? Nganong importante man ni siya? Kay ug dili ka kamao mo tabang sa imong kaugalingon kung naa ka sa grupo, sa may mahitabo nimo. Dili man na ingnon nga kung naa ka sa grupo, kinahanglan mo compete ka sa imong grado. Kinahanglan mo tabang ka kay aron ang inyong output maayo. Okay? Kay magsalig ka lang nga ako na lang magtrabaho ani tanan kay aron maayo ang grado. What will happen to the other group? Members of the group. O ma-lift out ang uban dili na kahibaw kung mag-exam na gani, wa joy katubag. Okay? So kinahanglan bisag ka bright ka man or dili ka bright, kinahanglan mutabang ka, no? Kay labi na og mga laboratory work, group work. Nya mao ni usahay ang uban mga problema sa mga estudyante kay magsalig ra man sa mga maayo. Unya igabot na sa exam, awa na gadyoy tawo nakuha. Usahay di mahuman ang trabaho. Ug ayon si ang usa, ayon si mo tanan. Ug way grado ang usa, wa pud mo grado tanan. Okay? Pero kung naa kay abilidad nga mo tabang sa uban diha sa grupo, ang trabaho dali ra mahuman. Okay? So mao ni ka importante. Ug naa tay trabahoon ug daghan ta, mas dali mahuman. Pero ug ikaw ra dugay mahuman, nya kapuyan pa jud ng uban pagtrabaho Kaya nga naman, siya ra may gipasagdan sa grupo. Gipadasagdan sa mga membro. So kinahanglan nato ni siya i-develop, no? Ato ning i-develop siya nga abilidad. Kay aron ug mahimo tang mantrabaho na taon niya ug naa mo sa grupo, dili mo maglisod og adapt, dili mo maglisod og adjust. Kaya nga naman, kahibaw naman mo share, kahibaw naman mo hatag sa imong kaugalingon ug sa imong ikahatag. O ug unsaon nimo pag function sa kagrupo, unsay angayan nimong buhaton aron makatabang ka ana nga trabahoon, aron mahuman ang inyong misyon, mahuman ang inyong trabahoon. Okay? In conclusion, okay, it is widely believed that most of the students are good, but not all of them are successful. And it is requires much to become a successful student. So kung ato tong sundon o kung ato tong paminawon tanan ang akong gihisgutan ganiha, okay? Bisan og unsa ninyo ka bright, unya dili ninyo buhaton ang angayan ninyong buhaton, tendency dili jud mo ma-successful. Okay? And it takes diligence, discipline, punctuality, optimism, and other character to become one. Okay? Katong akong gihisgutan ganiha, importante to siya nga ma-develop. Kay aron mahimo mong successful. Successful students can always achieve their goal with balance, personality, and strength of character. Okay? Dili na nga puro lang mental ang atong i-develop, kundi ang atong personality. Kay unsaon man ni nato ning pagkatao nato nga bright lagi ta pero dili ta kahibaw mo respetar sa ubang tao, nagtuo ra ta nga kita ray bright, kita ray pinakamaayo, unsa may mahitabo, no? Wa joy ganahan nimo nga mopadayon ug ikay usa ka leader, kinsa may musunod nimo, no? So kinahanglan kahibaw ka muhatag og unsay angayan, mo respetar o katong mga karakter nga akong ingon kaganihan. Do the best and God will do the rest, ingon pa. Okay? So ayaw pag-ingon nga wa kay mahimo, trabahoan ay tanan kay ang Ginoo nay muhuman sa imo ang gisugdan ug tabangi imong kaugalingon. Okay? Ayaw pag-ampo nga tagan ka og pan without doing anything. Okay? Gihatagan na kag pan wa pa jud nimo kuhaa. Sao man imo na pagkaon ng imong pan nga imo ram lang gibutang sa kilid, wa man gani na nimo guniti aron makaon na nimo. So bisan pa kung unsaon pas Ginoo og hatag ninyo sa tanan, unya wa mo'y gibuhat, di jud na mo wa jud mahitabo sa inyong kaugalingon. Okay? Thank you and everyone and good day.
Thank you, sir, for that eye-opening lecture. Now, let us all welcome Ms. Chona A. Britt for her subject on harnessing the power of positivity. Ma'am.
Good morning. Okay, can you see my screen now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so my topic for this morning is harnessing positivity. So before I start my presentation, I would like to ask all the participants to write down 3 things you are grateful for this morning. Sige, please use your chat box. 3 things that you are grateful for this morning. So today is a beautiful day. Let us reflect unsay atong ikapasalamat. Sige. Good. Sige, some more. Keep your answers coming. Use your chat box. New life. Very good. Nice weather. Good family. Food is life. Shelter. Food, new life. The gift of life. Good health. Okay, being alive, good health, food, life, family. I'm able to attend a webinar. Wow, we're also happy that you're here with us. Waking up today. Okay, another good day. Is most of you know answered new life, food, family. So that's good that we are able to identify the things that we are grateful for. Thank you so much for your answers and for your participation. Okay. Yes, tada. Oh, okay. So what is positivity? So actually, it's how we look at life. No, it's a state of mind. Looking at the glass, let us ask ourselves: is the glass half full or half empty? So you always have the choice how to look at things. No, so if you look at it as half full, it's how you think, it's your state of mind. So you are more positive. Positivity therefore means it is thinking in an optimistic way, more on looking for solutions, expecting good things and success, and focusing in making life happier. So our focus is more on the positive side. It is a happy and worry-free state of mind which looks at the bright side of life. Positivity means a positive frame of mind. So, nindot kaayo no if we have positivity in our lives. Okay, so to test if we are having a positive outlook in life, I would like you to answer this positivity test. So, if you have a piece of paper, a pen, or a pencil, no, try to answer this. You just write down a number 1 to 20, then the number corresponding to your answer. So 0 is for not at all, 1 is for a little bit, 2 is for moderately, 3 is for quite a bit, and 4 is for extremely. So the first question: what is the most amused, fun-loving, or silly you felt? What is the most amused, fun-loving, or silly you felt? So answer according to your experience. Is it 0, 1, 2, 3, or 4? Okay. Next question. What is the most angry, irritated, or annoyed you felt? So, wa magid ka nasuko pa, nasuko lang ka kausa, nasuko lang ka gamay, or there was a time nga pertig yun imong sukuan. Then number 3, what is the most ashamed, humiliated, or disgraced you felt? So, naawawan na ba ka or naawaw ka? Okay? Or you really felt disgraced? So, have you experienced it? Again, 0 if not at all, 1 for a little bit, 2 for moderately, 3 for quite a bit, or 4 for extremely. Then number 4, what is the most wonder or amazement you felt? Kan ma-amaze tag natay ba makitaan, mga na beautiful spots, natay lugar maadtuan, or natay ma-discover. So we usually feel amazed. No? Then number 5, what is the most contemptuous, scornful, or disdainful you felt? Okay. Kanang atong feeling dog ilad ta. So sa mga relationships, basi naka-experience ta ginani nga feeling. Then just keep on answering na. Then for number 6, what is the most disgust, distaste, or revulsion you felt? Nang disgusted nga adjud ka ganahi sa nitabo or na disappoint ka, no? Wala gid ka nakauyon. Distaste. Number 7, what is the most embarrassed, self-conscious, or blushing you felt? Siguro sa mga teenagers man mo, mostly no, freshmen, ma-relate siguro ninyo sa mga crushes, sa inyong mga love life, no? Or just simple embarrassment na experience ninyo. The number 8, what is the most grateful, appreciative, or thankful you felt? So gratitude actually is one of the interventions of positive psychology or positivity. The number 9, what is the most guilty, repentant, or blameworthy you felt? Number 10, what is the most hate, distrust, or suspicious you felt? Number 11, what is the most hopeful, optimistic, or encouraged you felt? Number 12, what is the most inspired, uplifted, or elevated you felt? Number 13, what is the most interested, alert, or curious you felt? Number 14, what is the most joyful, glad, or happy you felt? Number 15, what is the most love, closeness, or trust you felt? Number 16, what is the most proud, confident, or self-assured you felt? So kung experience tag success, no, we feel confident and proud sa atong achievements. Number 17, what is the most sad, downhearted, or unhappy you felt? Number 18, what is the most scared, fearful, or afraid you felt? Number 19, what is the most serene, content, or peaceful you felt? And last, number 20, what is the most stressed, nervous, or overwhelmed you felt? Okay. So please rate according to your experience. Then after your answer, we will score your answers later. So I'll give you another 2 minutes to do it. You can also actually take the test online through www.positivityratio.com. If you cannot make it now, so pwede ninyo siya explore later. If human na answer asa is-send na question, just keep it lang sa I will score it. Please make a thumbs up if you are all through sa Zoom. No? We're all in Zoom man, tingali na. Wala tayo FB Lives. Okay, someone is asking if human na ang answer as I said, then itali mamang score. Yes, I will give you instructions after 2 minutes na akong gihatag. So, please send a thumbs up kung tapos na tanan. This is a self-assessment. So you know, need to submit if you want to know more about your self, ang imong positivity state. So you have to answer because it will also help you, to assess yourself and how you would be helped. Okay? Are you still answering? Wala may reactions pa. Oh, okay. Okay, I now see a thumbs up from Catherine. Okay, I think majority are already done. So let's proceed to the scoring. Okay, to calculate the positive emotions that you have experienced, you count the number of scores of 2 or higher for questions related to positive emotions. So, ang numbers 1, 4, 8, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and 19. Mato siya inyong i-add up for scores 2. 2 up or higher ang numbers 1, 4, 8, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 19. That would represent the positive emotions that you experienced. To calculate the N for the negative emotions, you count the number of scores of 2 or higher for questions related to negative emotions. Ang numbers 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 17, 18, and 20. So take note ha, dili i-add up tanan. So we have to identify the positive emotions and the N for negative emotions. So you got it? Walay questions? Nakuhara ninyo? Okay, sige. So if you now have the total for P and the total for N, we'll now get the ratio. So the next step is you divide P into N to calculate your positivity and negativity ratio. Divide P into N to calculate your positivity or negativity ratio. Okay, if you already have the answer, or this is the interpretation. No? According to a most cited psychology professor, Dr. Barbara Fredrickson, she claims that positivity and negativity ratio of 3 is to 1 or higher is optimal given our inborn negativity biases as human beings. So it is natural, no, that we feel negative emotions. So for every 3 positive emotions, it is human. Natural na as humans nga natay 1 negative emotion nga ma-feel. So it does not mean nga natay positivity in life nga we feel good all the time. We also have to acknowledge the negative emotions nga atong ma-feel, or natay at times we don't feel good about something. So mo na siya ang ideal, kumbaga, ratio is 3 is to 1. 3 for positive emotions and 1 for every 3 positive emotions, 1 negative emotion. For individuals at 2, basig ang inyong ratio is 2 is to 1, sa positive psychology, you are characterized as languishing, kaya nang nag-survive rata, pero wala ta nag-thrive, kumbaga. So, there are times we're doing our tasks, no, productive ta, but we're not happy. We're not happy. Wala tayong mental illness, pero we don't feel fulfilled. So, at times, naata sa languishing. Or for one is to one, mo gid ni atong i-avoid na ata sa suffering nga state, no. So I hope most of you may either be sa ideal ratio of 3 is to 1, 2 is to 1. Pero if naagyoy na sa state nga 1 is to 1, no, please feel free to reach us, no. We are your guidance counselors. Most of the time it's okay, at times not to be okay, na atay sadness, no, na atay emotions nga dili ta comfortable, but if it lasts more than 2 weeks, no, dili na siya maayo nga we will not seek help. So you can seek help sa among office, sa Office of Student Welfare and Services. We can give you our services, especially counseling if you really need it. Okay? Then, according to Dr. Fredrickson, individuals at or above a 3 is to 1 ratio experience a broadening of awareness and a building up of resources for the future. So, in psychology, kung naatay daghang positive emotions, mo na atong mahimo nga psychological reserves. So in case of stress, ma-stress na ta kay daghang tag exams, daghang tag deadlines, no? Usahay dili na ta ka manage atong time. If we have been experiencing positive emotions or we cultivated positive emotions, we'll be able to deal with the stressors or the challenges na atong ma-encounter in the future. Then, as summarized also by Dr. Alicia Boyce, when people achieve the 3 is to 1 positive ratio, they tend to become more generous, nami kauban ani diri, generous gilag pa kaon na mo, caring and dedicated in their actions and their thoughts, become more creative, insightful, expansive, and clearer. So, kuan ni siya, mo na sila ang mga tawo nga mo thrive good, no? Makita good sila mo, stand out good ang positivity nila. This in turn causes people to achieve greater success in their work, personal lives, and the upward spiral of feeling good, thinking, continues. So, once na ang positivity nato, the more that we feel good, think good, and do good. So, feeling good leads us to do good also. So those are the references. Okay. So what is the power of positivity? Why do we have to have positivity? So at times, there are things that we can manage on our own. There are also times that we need to seek help. But in case you don't have somebody to turn to, you have your neglected superpower. So you reflect kung sa imong strengths, what is within you that can help you. Sometimes mo nagiingon nga, we have to be our own hero. And kamo mga batanon pa mo, you can do it, no? You can easily adapt. So experiencing positive emotions broaden people's mind and build resourcefulness in ways that help them become more resilient to adversity and effortlessly achieve what they once could only imagine. You can do many things with positivity by practicing positivity. So you learn to see new possibilities, bounce back from setbacks, connect with others, and become the best version of yourself. So as I mentioned earlier, being positive does not mean that we have to disregard our feelings or negative emotions. Okay? So here are ways how to decrease negativity. Kung naka-experience mo kung ang inyong assessment, ang inyong ratio, taas ang inyong negative emotion, so take note of the following. Number 1 is to dispute negative thinking. So when negative thoughts come, you ask yourself, does it make sense? Tinuod ba ning akong ginahuna nga negative? Then you can reframe it. Okay? So kung imo na gihunahuna nga dili na ko kaya, pero the truth is you can do it. Then say to yourself, I can do it. Number 2, you break the grip of rumination or stop thinking or overthinking. So, di ba, rumination is kana bitang kung animal nga mag-ruminate, magsigig, balik-balik sigig chew. The same thing is happening in our minds kung nag-overthink ta. Ang negative thoughts, sige lang balik-balik sa atong huna-huna, no? So, you control your thoughts, you stop overthinking by distracting with positivity. So think more of the positive experiences, katong atong exercise kaganiha, you think more of the things that you are thankful for instead of focusing on the negative things that are happening. Then be more mindful. So when we say being more mindful is being at present. Kung nag-unsa ka karon, so it's healthy, mentally healthy that we focus on what we are doing. So, and we notice what's happening around us. Okay, it will distract our negative thoughts. And remember, thought is just a thought, no? If we have control over it, or we can control over it, no matter how negative it is, no, it will pass as long as you'll be able to manage your thoughts. Then diffuse your negativity landmines. So mga ROTC officers, kabalo mo sa landmines, di ba? No, so before na siya mubuto ang mga landmines, in the same way sa tong emotions, you figure out kung saon siya to avoid. No? So kung if you need to walk out, you can walk out. para lang yun ma-control ang pagbuto sa itong mga emotions. Then number 5, assess your media diet. So you reflect, do you watch a lot of bad news or violent films? Kay if you do, so murag ang imo pong state of mind mo po ni siya, murag kag pirmi lang ka angry, dali ra ka masuko, kay mo may imong gi-feed sa imong mind. The number 6, find substitute for gossip and sarcasm. So kani makalingaw ra ba ni? So try to avoid, no, as much as we can, talk positive about others. Pilit ang marites, isa pa na, mirasul, isa pa na sila. The number 7 is deal with negative people. Whether we like it or not, we will meet negative people. So if we can modify the situation, we modify, attend differently or react differently or change meanings. So kita na lang ang mag-change of meaning. Inaana ang iyang gibuhat, change meaning para dili ta ma-affected. Then another way is to minimize negative self-talk or to change with positive thinking. So here are some example statements. Okay. So I've never done it before. That's negative self-talk. Instead of saying it to ourselves, let us say, it's an opportunity to learn something new. So kung na-challenging situation, karon pa nato na experience. Then number 2, it's too complicated. Lisod kaayo, especially ang math problems, no? So instead you say, I'll tackle it in a different angle. Then number 3, I don't have the resources. Instead of telling yourself, you say, necessity is the mother of invention. So at times, kung may crisis, mugawas ang creativity. Number 4, I'm too lazy to get it done. Gikapoy, ko, especially hapit ang finals, daghang makatunon. Instead, you say, I wasn't able to fit into my schedule, wala madag manage ang time, but I can re-examine my priorities. Okay, so basic nagsigit kag ML or nagsigit Discord, so re-examine. Number 5, there's no way it will work. Bang marag hopeless na ka. Instead, you say, I can try to make it work, try and try. Number 6, it's too radical to change. Instead, let's take a chance. So be open-minded for change. Now, number 7, no one bothers to communicate with me. Kaning mga introvert usahay dili na gid ta mao muuna og open up, no. Unlike ang extroverts na outgoing. Instead, you see LC, if I open the channels of communication. So what if ako'y muuna? Mas ganahan day sila makigstorya nako. And number 8, I'm not getting any better at this. At times, I'm frustrated ta, dili ta successful, no? Say to yourself, I'll give it another try. Okay? So those are samples of negative self-talk and positive self-talk. So how do we increase positivity? We have 4 A's to increase positivity. First A is to acknowledge, to spot positive emotions. If we see something good in others, we feel positive, we acknowledge, no? Hey, Ma'am Ann, nindot lagi karon og attire. Ma'am Christine, nindot kayo mong smile karon, no? You look inspired. Or ikaw sa imong self, pag mata nimo, niduta sa ako tulog, uy, naka-relax ko kagabiin, kusog kog hagok. So we acknowledge kay the more they will feel good. Then appreciate, no? Be grateful. So katatong gihimo ganiha. Ay, salamat, nakamata pa ko. Ay, salamat bisag brown out na mi sa RD karon, aircon ang among venue. Then amplify, imo pa jud ipadako ang imong positive emotions nga gibati or mga positive things nga imong nakit-an, and you can create, store and share positive memories, no? So store more of positive experiences, no? Sa inyong diary, write down positive experiences. Sa inyong mga pictures, inyong mga experience, no? Bonding moments. Okay, another thing that will help us increase positivity are affirmations. So, unsa maning affirmations? These are positive phrases or statements used to challenge negative or unhelpful thoughts. So, di ba, I mentioned kaganihan that if you have negative thoughts, you can reframe it through affirmations. Then you may choose to use positive affirmations to motivate yourself, encourage positive changes in your life, or boost your self-esteem. So say mag-doubt na sa atong self, helpful giving positive affirmation. So as inherently positive statements are designed to encourage an optimistic mindset and optimism in itself. It is a powerful thing. So it reduces negative thoughts, and affirmations have been shown to help with the tendency to linger on negative experiences. No? So wag tang siya sa atong thoughts sa mga negative experiences. Dili siya magdugay sa ato ang thoughts. So ang benefits, no? It has been shown to decrease health and deteriorating stress. At times, ang atong mga sakit, no, health illnesses, atong physiological na problems is related to stress. So kung dili ta kayo stress, dili ta dali masakit. No? Then self-affirmations have been used effectively as interventions sa mga naka-experience of mental health concerns. So this also improves their behavior. Then they may help us to perceive otherwise threatening with situations with less resistance, including interventions. Number 4, they can make us less likely to dismiss harmful and responding instead with the intention to change for the better. And so in terms of sa diet, to eat healthy. So makatabang na siya ang self-affirmation. Then number 5 is they have been linked positively to academic achievement for students, no? Mitigating GPA decline in students who felt left out. The number 6, self-affirmation has been demonstrated to lower stress and rumination. Kung i-mention ganiha ka ng overthinking, magbalik-balik ang mga negative thoughts. Okay, so now, what are the positive affirmation or examples of positive information? Unsa ka atong kinahanglan for the week ahead, so weekend? So try to choose from these positive affirmations. Is it the first one? I matter in this world. Is it, it's okay to move at my own pace? Is it, I will grow through this? I'm just getting started. It will all work out. And lastly, I deserve good things. Okay, so before ka mo pili sa imong positive affirmation that you need nga imong ganahan to say to yourself to feel positive, sige, let us recite all these things 3 times together. I matter in this world. I matter in this world. I matter in this world. It's okay to move at my own pace. It's okay to move at my own pace. It's okay to move at my own pace. I will grow through this. I will grow through this. I will grow through this. I am just getting started. I am just getting started. I am just getting started. It will all work out. It will all work out. It will all work out. And lastly, I deserve good things. I deserve good things. I deserve good things. So unsay nakapahatag ninyong nindot nga feeling, choose one or two, pwede kung ganahan ka, and do it consistently for the next week ahead. Especially kahapit na yung final exams, no? So you will be motivated and inspired. Okay? So remember, the positivity and negativity ratio, the ideal ratio is 3 positive emotions to 1 negative emotion. Because when we are able to deal with negative messages and replace them with positive statements, we can construct more adaptive, hopeful narratives about who we are and what we can accomplish. So thank you and happy weekend.
Thank you, ma'am, for that enlightening message. Next, it is my pleasure to welcome Miss Mary Ann G. Cobico for her subject on character strengths and weaknesses, the way to go. Ma'am.
Okay, good morning, everyone. Okay. So, nag-echo pa? I think I need to remove this. All right. Okay, so my topic is all about
Strengths and virtues the way
character growth. Because why not? Character matters, no?
wherever we go, whatever we do, I believe that we can never go wrong if we carry with us our character strengths.
Okay, so why do strengths matter? Simply because it is part of our personality that will define who we are and will determine our greatest achievements and accomplishments, as well as our fulfillment in life. Hopefully, we will use this as our brand for identity, the identity of what you are about and being known for, right? So, and if we are satisfied with our achievements and feel fulfilled, then in turn we become healthier
And happier. No? But the question is, do we
and
recognize that
happier. No
strength?
strength.
We
Do we
have
have
that
that
strength.
strength? Are you aware that you have strength?
Do
Do
you
you
know
know
your
your
character
character
strength?
strength? Can you type yes or no if you are aware that you have character strength or strengths? Can we see in the chat box if you know or aware that you have strength?
So
So
are
are
we
we
still
still
here?
here?
Okay,
Okay,
yes,
yes,
somewhat,
somewhat,
yes,
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 aware.
aware.
All
All
right.
right.
So
So far, so good. No one said no. Okay, great job. But for those who are not that fully aware of their character strengths, so don't worry, no, you can always learn to build those character strengths. Okay, na nag-know. Okay, so don't worry, you can learn to build your character strength. So being strengths focused doesn't mean ignoring weaknesses. But in this topic, we will highlight our strength because it will help us, no, and we can always naman strengthen our weaknesses if you want to. You can always enhance this if you want to. So at this point, let us all focus on our strength. Now, so what are the types of strengths? So there are character strengths, talents, interests, resources. So these are the types of strengths. But in this webinar, we will focus on our character strengths, your positive identity of who you are at your core that will benefit you and others. Diba? kung may yung tag-character, ikaw nga bisag walay nagtanaw. Alright? Now, first let us have the virtue of wisdom. So we were given 2 ears and 1 mouth. For what reason, kaha? Because the reason is to listen more than to talk. We have 2 eyes and we are obliged to observe, to read, to learn, no? Than talk as well. Okay? So we have to keep our minds open always, according to Epictetus, that you cannot learn that which you think you already know. So this is why we have to be a humble students. Not only a humble students, but we have to seek our greatest teachers. It is why we should always keep on reading, learning. That is why we cannot stop training. So constantly pag-learn and learn sa mga things, no? So we need to be diligent in filtering those noises, meaning to acquire the right information. Dili fake news. The virtue of courage. This involves bravery, persistence, honesty, and vitality. Now, what are your fears? All of us have fears in our lives. Come on, can you type your fears? Ano sa atong mga fears? Wala tayo fear. Hinaan nag-chat. Failure, mahagbong, a lot of fears. So dili na niya ma-type usa-usa, but commonly is failure. Hadlok tag, yes, death. That is true to most people. Fear that I cannot help my family. Okay, all of us are having fears, no? Being courageous does not mean the absence of fears. Being courageous is to understand what you're afraid of and then refuse to allow that fear to paralyze you. Okay, so if you let it, the power of fear will stop you from moving forward. No, will stop you from being risk taker. Will stop you from having that opportunities, right? So courage is also the ability to act rightly in the face of discouragement and mga opposition. Bisag sa panang ilang gisulti nga makapag-discourage, pero ikaw, even though na yung mga discouragement mo, padayon lang gihapon. So courage is about facing fear and pain. Courage is about persevering despite difficulties. It is also standing up against bullying or mistreatment from others. It is also embarking on your projects or trying to learn new things. That is courage. Now, the virtue of humanity includes love, kindness, social intelligence. Now, may I ask you, dili man ni about religion, no? But do you know why we are created? Why humans are created? Can you give your reasons why we are created? Mamatay na walang magandang ginawa. So asa din nga question? Okay. So fear patingalin din. Okay. So na-idea, why we are created? So humanity here can be defined as quality of being human. No? So to experience for a purpose, yes. So it is essential to recognize that an individual's life is successful not by the number of degrees, not by the number of mga masterals or doctorate degrees that you attain, but the degree of humanitarian activities that you do every day. Procreation to continue the life cycle, yes. Okay. So it is important to note that if eating and having fun is only that we are born to do, then we should keep on one thing in mind, that even animals can do the same thing. So unsa may ato kalahian kung maura day ng atong purpose, no, eating and having fun. So wala lang tay kalahian sa mga animals. So there is really purpose of why we are here. So according to Rafana, we are created because there is something or reasons and purposes why we are created. Yes, so if God has made us human, then there must be reason behind it. So one reason could be, sumurang inyong mga gipangsulti, and man is created for the help of one another. May we not become more materialistic and less humanitarian. So some are doing charitable acts for the purpose of fame or status. So hopefully dili tayong ana, no? Or for just a symbol. Okay, amen? Amen. Amen to that. All right. Now the virtue of justice. We can always hear cries of justice, no, ring throughout our country and even in the world. So daghang mga injustices ng mga nanghitabo, loud protest against injustice, no, rally dito, rally dinhi, no, because of injustice, because they want justice. Okay, even in our homes, perhaps there we can experience injustice in our community. There is injustice. So justice is evident even to small children. Bisag ang mga children, kabalo sila that they have to play fair. And there is this called right and wrong. So kita pa kahano nga dili na ta children, kabalo kita unsay fair, unsay equity, right? So justice is the virtue that enables us to assume our responsibilities and to give others their due. So meaning, we have to dispose one to respect the right of each and everyone, because we have to establish human relationships that promotes equity with regards to our persons and to the common good. So buhaton na to ang justice to have a harmonious relationship and for the common good of all. So that is the teaching of being a Christian, no? The virtue of justice. So this includes teamwork, fairness, and leadership. So ganiha, we have heard Sir Panonce about teamwork, no? The trait of a successful student. So we may also practice, no, the virtue of justice, starting with ourselves, because dagdag pa bata sa mga injustices ng mga nahitabo. So even in a small act of being just to everyone. Now the virtue of temperance. Okay, so temperance is the moral virtue that moderates the attraction of pleasures and provides balance in the use of created goods. So muna giingon nila nga in moderation. So dili palabi sa pagkaon, dili palabi sa emotion. So dapat i-regulate ang atong emotion. Sa pa ang dili palabi og katapulan, di palabi og kuan, sa man, sige tulog or di sad palabi sa tanan natong buhaton, so dili ta magpalabi. Okay, so there is temperance. Temperance is also shown in the way we communicate with others, no, being tactful. So dili sa ta magpataka og istorya, no, charitable in the conversation and dialogues with other people, especially if we have differing opinions. No, during election, no, daghang og mga differing opinions unsay nahitabo, nagka-clash, daghang mga, so we can read on Facebook mga different comments, mga family that friendships that being broken because of this differing opinions, because lahi-lahi magutag mga opinions. So we need to have this virtue of temperance. Under sa temperance ang forgiveness, mercy, humility and modesty, prudence, self-regulation and self-control. So naay storya about, so ganiya nag-mention si ma'am og mga gossiper, di ba? So I've heard this story. I hope that you're familiar also. So kaduhanan ako ni na na nadunggan nga story during mga homilies no sa mga pare no about gossiper. So dihay gossiper nga gikihaan jud siya kay tungod kay daghan mo siya gipang istorya nga dili mo. Gipatawag siya, so giingnan siya nga so ikaw gikiha ka kay tungod sa imong pagkalibakera no. Ug pataka lang kag istorya. So karon ang imong punishment so ingon tong judge nga sa storya ra ni ha katkat kag building ato ka sa taas na building pagdala og feathered pillow. Okay? So nahuna sa tao nga sayo na day akong punishment. Okay. So sa may buhaton mo nako sa pillow. So ingon ang judge nga kanang pillow imong buslutan unya imong ipahangin or ilabay itong kanang sulod sa pillow ng mga feathers so imo pahanginan. So manglupad na sila. Tutua ka sa taas. So ang tendency is manglupad ng mga feathers. So pagkahuman ana mibalik na siya sa judge. So humana ang ang imong gipabuhat nako sayon ra kaayo. Ingon ng judge nga wala pa ka nahuman. Usa pa man day ako buhaton. So ingon ng judge nga imong baton sunod is pambunita katong mga feathers nga nanglupad gikan sa pillow. That would be impossible, ingon ang tao. Hindi impossible na kung pagstorya tag maot sa tao. It is impossible. So importante ang God because of our emotions makapag salita ta og dili mao no kapag bitaw son or anak o to give back kumbaga, right? Now my talk is just very short. Now next is the virtue of transcendence. Okay, under the virtue of transcendence is the appreciation of beauty, gratitude, hope, humor, and playfulness, spirituality, and sense of purpose. So ganihan na mention naman ni Ma'am no about gratitude, being positive. So the virtue of transcendence is the need to lead a meaningful life, no? Rising or going above oneself, meaning the highest level of development, which is not self-focused or self-serving, rather than serving other people altruistically, without thinking of ourselves, because you are already full, no, with the love and compassion of yourself. So that's why you're already thinking now of how to help others meaningfully and altruistically. So if you are a Catholic, you can siguro familiar with Mother Teresa. Okay, so living saint to siya because of his altruistic na mga activities. Diba? Dito siya sa India, and then itong mga poor people, mga masakiton, no? So she embraced them without pandidiri or whatever, no? So tanan iya gyud kup. Then according to Maslow, this is the highest level of development. So ingon siya nga we cannot achieve this transcendence if we do not acquire first the basic needs that we have. For example, sa basic, kung sa manang basic, physiological, food, water, safety. So ingon siya, dili daw ta makaabot sa pinakataas na level of development kung wala ta na-satisfy sa basic level. Pero kinahanglan pa ba nga to satisfy ang basic level bago ta makahimo o virtue of transcendence? I think no, because theory man to ni Maslow. So pwede siyang dili true to all, right? So pwedeng bisan og we don't have everything, we can still give the virtue, or we can still have the virtue of transcendence. Diba daghan tag sa mga balita, mga janitors containing a large sum of money, diba? So pobre sila, wala sila yung actually basic nga mga needs nga na-achieve pa. They need that money, of course, pero what they did is iuli, diba? Because they have this basignaan na nila ang virtue of transcendence. So includes honesty, no? Spirituality and sense of purpose. Kaya basig naisip nila mag-unsa man ang kwarta kung imong konsensya no permi pukaw, right? Okay? So I hope that even though no we may not have everything, so we can still continue to do good to other people, help other people, and what could be your legacy? So unsa man ang imong legacy? What can you offer to the world? Unsa nang mga legacy? Legacy doesn't need to be grand. Dili kinahanglan nga dako or very kuan nga sikat ka na nod so na kay for example you're a scientist or naka-contribute ka dako kayo into the world. So dili kinahanglan grand. Even in your own simple way, you can have the value or the virtue of transcendence. Because transcendence manggod is bisag dili grand basta for as long as you bring happiness, growth, beauty to other people. Okay? So questions so far? Okay, now you ganina nag-mention nga dili pa kayo familiar or dili pa kayo clear sa ilang character strengths. So I want you to this one. So type in your browser or search sa inyong browser VIA character strength survey and character reports. So na ay test diha no to determine what are your character strengths. So inyo lang ni pangitaon ni kani siya nga page. So kani ang magawas mo register ka so take a BIA survey. So under kani nga portion. So naa man ay category good so you can choose either student or sa adult. So magawas diha ang imong top 20 character survey. So makita nimo kung unsa gid ka. Without you knowing, sometimes we have this false humility that we don't accept, we don't recognize our character strength, no? So embrace it fully and apply it so that you will have a happier and healthier life. And even nakatabang pod no sa uban. Okay, so you can choose via adult survey or youth survey. Pero ang kaning youth survey magod na apay consent sa parents. So you have to choose adult. I think you're all adult, no? 18 naman siguro mo tanan. So you can choose the adult survey. All right, so that would be all. These are some of my references. And so thank you very much for listening.
Thank you, ma'am, for that very informative discussion. And now let us proceed to our open forum. If you have any questions, please raise your hand, which is found in the reactions button of the Zoom HUD. You could also type your questions in the chat box. First, it is my honor to welcome our Visayas State University ROTC Unit Commandant, Lieutenant Colonel Noel A. Cagasan, Infantry General Staff Corps, Philippine Army. Sir.
Good morning sa lahat.
Morning, sir.
I'm very thankful that I'm given an opportunity to talk with you. Sinabi ng ano natin dito, moderator, I'm your commandant. I'm Lieutenant Colonel Noel Ikagasan, the commandant of Bishu Baybay ROTC unit. And nandito ako ngayon sa Bishu Baybay. And nabalitaan ko na today is your last meeting for your lecture. And unang-una, pasalamat ako sa mga lecturer na nagbibigay ng kanilang experiences and knowledge na na-share doon sa mga ROTC cadets natin. And for your information, I'm also a product of ROTC. My source of commission and my source of my being as an officer and a lieutenant colonel at present is ROTC. Nag-ROTC ako sa formerly Leyte Institute of Technology. Now IBSO. IBSO ba ang LIT ngayon? IBSO IBSO? IBSO Tacloban So sa ngayon siya ng IBSO Tacloban, no? So after my ROTC basic, nag-proceed ako ng advance ko as an ROTC officer. Then after my advance, nag-trainee ako sa Manila as a provisionary second lieutenant. Then after a year, na commission ako as a reserve officer. Then after my commissionship, doon ko na ako nag-apply to court active duty as an officer. So meaning ang aking sinasabi, this is to encourage sa mga ROTC cadets natin na being a ROTC graduate, mayroon tayong career dito. Mayroong future na naghihintay sa inyo, no? And wag kayo makontento na hanggang basic graduate lang kayo. I encourage you also to pursue your advanced ROTC. Dahil being a graduate of a baccalaureate course at the same time a graduate of ROTC Advanced is like hitting two birds with one stone. Imagine mo sa isang dalawa yung kurso na tapos mo. And this is also your opportunity to develop your self na magiging leader and yung ma-develop yung endurance kasi yung yun ang kulang sa isang professional pag mababa ang endurance mo, it will affect your performance kung ikaw ay nasa serbisyo na. So sa kayo pa lang congratulations doon sa mga talagang committed na nag-focus na may matutunan talaga sa ROTC unit despite of challenges na kinaharap natin na wala tayong face-to-face. So ang kulang sa inyo ay yung actual talaga na drills, yung talagang paturuan kayo paano yung proper na pag drills and ceremonies. But hindi yan sa inyo, hindi yan hindrance na kahit kayo graduate na sa ROTC ninyo, pwede pa rin kayo magpatuloy sa inyong advance para patuloy ang inyong learning as a ROTC cadet. And yung pagkatapos ng lahat ng ano niyo, i-remind ko lang kayo, i-verify nyo ang inyong mga grades pagkatapos ng pag-end ng semester to ensure na kayo ay nabigyan ng grado as ROTC basic graduate. Ang iba dyan, saka nagbe-verify kung paglipas ng ilang taon, yung graduating na. Yung ibang mga members ng training staff, wala na, nagpapalit-palit na. Paminsan, nakakaligtaan yung inyong mga record dahil yung panahon din natin ma-predict. Minsan, may bagyo, masisira yung computer, something like that. So that is an individual responsibility na i-secure nyo. So, right after ng natin, ROTC training, and pwede na kayo mag-verify kung sa inyong mga grado ninyo, yung mga serial numbers. Dahil after ng inyong basic ROTC, you will be incorporated into the reserve force as a reservist and belongs to standby reserve. So, ayun lang, bago ko tapusin, kung meron kayo mga question, take advantage na nandito pa ako para masagot ko ang inyong mga katanungan. Meron ba? Anything na about sa ROTC? At para masagot natin. So, wala ba? Anyway, kung nahihiya kayo, yung aking cellphone number, kopyahin ninyo para kung meron kayong mga queries, direct kayo na magtanong sa akin. Ano? And I'm talagang ako na kayo mapagservisyohan ko kayo, no? Sa totoo lang, I'm also from Liti. Ako Abuyog Liti ako. And by heart, so litin niyo ako, waray-waray. And also, ito ay kinukonsider ko na opportunity para sa akin na makapag-serve sa inyo. So, meron kayong mga concern regarding ROTC matter, huwag kayo ma-hesitate na mag-ano sa akin, no? And I assure you na matulungan ko kayo. So kung wala nang question, meron ba? So kung walang question, ganoon lang siguro. Anyway, yung number ko pala. Ready to copy. 0917 821 3006. So, yan ang aking cellphone number. Kung meron kayong mga katanungan, pwede kayo mag-text sa akin, but magpa-identify muna kayo. Kasi hindi ako sumasagot ng hindi nagpa-identify. Okay, so yun lang. Maraming salamat and good luck.
Sir, excuse me sir.
Oh.
May tanong pala dito sir. Paano
Go ahead.
Paano daw mag-proceed ng advance ROTC?
Paano mag-proceed ng advance? Just report dito sa ROTC office natin. Mag-report dito, then mag-signify na you are willing to undergo the COQC. The Cadet Officer Qualifying Course. And yun ang ating dyan. Meron tayong COQC para in preparation to assume as an officer. Ganun lang. Just report dito. Ang ating mga GMA, mga first class and second class officers, nandito sila. Welcome ang willing na mag purso ng pagiging cadet officers. Okay?
Okay, sir. May tanong pa dito si Fourth Class Dagutdot. Copy, sir. By the way, may I know your full name, sir?
Ayun. Ready to copy my full name? Lieutenant Colonel Noel A. Cagasan, Infantry General Staff Corps, Philippine Army. Commandant of Bishu Baybay ROTC Unit. Okay, copy. Kung medyo nandito yung pangalan ko sa natin, just visit our ROTC unit dito sa Bishu Baybay. At nandito nakalagay ang pangalan ko dito sa dito sa harap ng sa directory. Madali makita ang ko. Sige, so any more?
I think wala na, sir.
Okay, so kung wala na, maraming salamat and maraming salamat sa inyong kooperasyon and sa ating NSTP family, sa ating mga graduate military assistants and cadet officers and other stakeholders na nagbigay ng time para mag-support sa ating ROTC unit. Maraming salamat and mabuhay.
So once again, ang buntag. How was your lecture with our resource person from the Office of the Dean of Students? Get to know them because sometimes natin mga need for especially for advices so that you will be successful in your career. No, so we exist here to support you so you can be more successful in your academic endeavor. All right, so I'd like to remind students that there are learning tasks and assessment available in BSU EE in our learning management system. How are you doing with our LMS? May na-submit na ba? We raise hand from private. Sino ba? Winona, sige, question.
Kaning kuan sir regarding sa mga learning tasks sir ba? Pwede
Yes.
ba ma-late og pa sir pero sa last naman lang noon nga activity sir katong video?
All right, may exam pa, di ba? May exam, no? Final exam. So I think next week will be the close week pala next week, and then yung final exam is on 13 to 18, no? June 13 to 18. So sikapin niyo na during this time ay comply yun lahat, no? What I can advise is kayo doon sa inyong mga officers, no? Communicate so that mabigyan kayo ng consideration. Right?
Okay sir, thank you.
Sige. What else? May pangutahan sa chat box. Ganina, wala mo nang utana nga diha pa si according to Private Prado, I would like to resubmit my submission for learning task 5 because the video that I submitted in video yesterday keeps mirroring and my feet and hands position are awkward. Okay. Sige, mag-communicate kayo doon sa inyong naka-assign na facilitator or instructor. Doon sa submission link, pwede kayo mag-comment doon. May portion na comment, di ba? Pwede kayo mag-comment doon. Or pwede rin kayo mag-chat gamit ang BSU EE. I hope kinuha nyo yung email ad. Pwede kayong mag-email sa kanila para, 'di ba? Key to success is communication. All right, what else? Final course requirement, tama. Final exam, hindi exams, marami yata eh. Final exam. Where to get the email? Sige, sabihin ko sa kanila, no? Sergeant Tylo, paki-post ng email ad sa mga GMA na mag-check doon sa BCE. Yes. Sige, i-post yung email ad ng instructor ninyo doon sa LMS. Okay, sige. As much as possible, we want you to succeed, no? We want you to succeed in this course. I want you to become the reserve officer na may knowledge talaga sa ROTC. What else? Private Gikong?
Sir, I would like to apologize also regarding for NSTV in BSUEE as a portal. Sir, wala pa gid ko ka-submit yun halos uban kay due to I'm working in the government and during the election busy kaayo, so wala gid ko kahimo gid so far. So I hope ma-consider po. Thank you.
Sige lang, habol lang. We understand, no? This is how kailangan kasi is ma-complete mo yung mga requirements. Habol na lang. Parang marami tayong tanong sa learning sa LMS natin. According to Private Arafanan, good morning. About sa learning assessment, what if nahutdan og time sir ang quiz type then dili ila di automatic ma-resubmit? Tama, di na siya ma-resubmit. Ang pwede lang gawin is kanang mag-produce kayo ng mga screenshot na yun ang nangyari. Kunyari, mahina yung signal at saka i-communicate mo doon sa instructor concerned sa inyong team. I think by team or by company yata ang arrangement. Communicate mo doon, provide ka ng evidence na yun ang mga reasons behind. Take one lang ang mga exams natin. Kailangan lang makapag-provide ka ng mga evidences to suggest na proof na may mga doon, may mga hindrance para hindi ka para din mo ma-submit, no? What else? Okay, so yun ang pinaka-critical kasi nga gusto namin mai-submit on time yung grade, no? Pag hindi kayo nakahabol, yung final exam is on the 13 to 18. A week after dyan, mag-provide na kami ng grade. So kapag hindi kayo nakahabol doon, ewan ko kung anong grade, malamang INC yata siguro, pero I don't think so. Okay, what na siguro? What else? I'd like to promote this, yung learning, yung recording sa meeting today. It will be posted on the YouTube channel on Education Series. We would like to make this available lalo na doon sa mga classmate ninyo na wala naka-attend. So please share this link to them, no, so they can browse the recording. Yung final exam is lahat yata ng coverage ng items, no, at ng topics. Yun, lahat ng topics doon, mag-review kayo. Huwag kayo mag-alala, it's very simple. All right, so wala na siguro, no? Other concerns, we will cater, no? Pwede kayo mag-message sa amin. I think mayroon tayong Facebook page. Pwede kayong tanong doon or mag-email directly kasi provide namin yung email ad ng inyong mga instructors. According to Private Lubay, nag-start na ba og checking sa learning tank? I think so. Kaya lang sa within the week yata busy yung mga instructor kasi may ongoing na sa ongoing training ng COQC and closing ngayong afternoon, ngayong tanghali, so they will be available. I think ma-fast track yung checking ng inyong learning tasks at assessment. All right, so daghang salamat sa inyong participation. In behalf sa NSTP, I'd like to yung certificate pala i-award na natin mamaya, ma'am, doon sa pavilion na pirmahan na yon ni Commandant. All right, so daghang salamat sa atong mga resource person. Thank you to Ate Chona, thank you to Ma'am Ate Christy, Ma'am Ann, and then si Kuya Juni. Para sa kalaman lang marami na we keep in touch with the Office of the Dean of Students, no. Yung program natin hopefully ma-synchronize sa CWTS para isang session na lang lahat ng NSTP students, no. Kasi sa CWTS tapos na kami nung first sem, no. So, tuwang-tuwa ang mga students that they were given the opportunity to interact with our guidance counselor. Sana ganun din sa ROTC, di ba? Anyway, after all, we belong to the same university. It doesn't matter kung ROTC ka or CWTS. And as much as we are in the same university, we would like you to succeed in your choosing endeavor. All right, so in behalf of NSTP, once again, thank you very much. I'll turn over you to our MC.
Thank you, sir, for that informational talk. Now, let us all sing the VSU hymn.
In my heart throbs a melody for our dear university, with fruitful fields and verdant lawns, with gorgeous sunsets and beautiful dawns, a school with a noble mission, from the sport to establishing countless leaders of the nation. Visayas State University, to you will all be true. Our loyalty to you we pledge, as the many years come and go. Our dearest BSU, to you will always be. Your faithful sons and daughters, Visayas State University. We may go roaming far and wide throughout the breadth of land, but still we'll hold and steam with pride our lovely school in its outstanding strides. Beloved Visayas State, memories of you shall remain as we sing this sweet refrain. Visayas State University, to you will all be true. Our loyalty to you we pledge, as the many years come and go. Our dearest BSU, to you will always be. Your faithful sons and daughters, Visayas State University. Your faithful sons and daughters, Visayas State
If there are no other concerns, I would like to thank our dear participants who attended today's event. I would also like to thank the speakers for sharing their time and knowledge for this program with us. Thank you once again and good day.